All right. So we are back for the one time. So like I said before, every 28th is when I'm gonna do a live, right? I'm gonna go live every day. Well, every 28th um, of the month, right? All right. So I told you guys I would get a schedule together, and I'm a bit like not organized right now, only because I've been running around all day with a chicken, like a chicken with its head cut off. So anyway, so we're talking about what to expect for the next coming year, and we're going to throw in the four agreements with that. Okay, so you guys get something out of it. So here's what to expect. So number one is, like I said, the 28th of every single month is when I'm going to go live. Then on Wednesday, every Wednesday, I should say, at around 5:30, I'm gonna drop a long form video specifically because I do have short form content that's going to drop every single day, right? But in terms of the long form content, we're gonna do one, and long form, I guess, is like 5 minutes plus, right, or something like that. And so we're gonna drop a long form, give you some value. I've actually been working on some things in the background of having my frameworks, smashing it with AI, giving you guys damn, I forgot what it was called. Back in my marketing days, I would do these explainer video, like type of thing. And so we'll leverage AI to give you an explainer video on a framework that I have. And so that will be part of the drops. And then I might sprinkle in, a couple of surprise drops within that. And so when it comes down to it, like I said, 28th every month, we're going to drop every Wednesday, long form content at 5:30. Every day we're posting a short. So, just click on the channel and there's going to be a short happening. And then when it comes to uh, the description, we're changing things up because the phone broke on me, as you know, last time. I still like that wasn't really a priority for me. A lot of things have been switching around. So, as you guys know, Meditations still sealed. I'll just read it real quick for the one time. If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. The harm is to persist in one's own self deception and ignorance. Remember that. So, a couple of things. I'm gonna just like give you a sneak peek to what I've been working on. The other book is somewhere else. So, we've been touching on this book, right? I got this book on the horizon right here, The Richest Man in Babylon. I didn't necessarily read it, I listened to it um, rather than reading it. Now I got my own. I'm a big fan of the hardcover books. And then this book that I'm currently reading that my wife recommended to me, it's like the missing piece that helped her unlock stuff because I gave her stuff. So all those books, well, besides Meditations, most of the books that I showed you are a tier one type of thing, right? And then we have like three tiers to it. So tier one, tier two, tier three, just for simplicity's sake, right? So we're reading the tier three books. A lot of information's in the foreign agreements and stuff that I already had, but going over it helps like, give you basic steps, if you will. And so real quick, we'll touch on number one while we're here. Be impeccable with your word. So me using this YouTube platform is really for me to do that, right? Is be impeccable with my word. Pay attention to the words that I use and the words you use. Because if you don't realize it, you could be speaking life or you could be speaking death upon the ones you love. And of course, upon your enemies. But more importantly, the ones you love, you might be not impeccable with your words and you might be speaking death upon them. I had a actual talk with my son. He was just using a word he didn't really understand. And so he didn't understand what he was saying. So then I had to sit down, have a talk with him so he understands that, okay, this word that you're using, if you don't know the word that you're saying and what it means, don't use it. It doesn't matter if it's like the new hip slang, whatever. If you don't know what it means, don't use the word. Period. That's just what it is. Um, so the description is also for me to help you guys in what you guys got going on. So if you look in the description box below, I mentioned the phone thing. So phone number is out because that's on the back burner. I don't even like that's not something that's a priority right now. It's something that I would like to move to the forefront. But even if I make it a priority today, it's something that will be done in a week or two type of thing. Even when like because I got to wait on parts and what have you. I don't have my equipment to like really tinker around with small devices like this. But so anyways, going back to it. So in the description box, you'll see that at first there's a quiz for you guys to take. And that quiz is going to show you if you're a flame, a builder, or oracle. And so once you know that, it'll give you your strengths and weaknesses. It's like less than 5 minutes, really. If you don't know how, really read fast, I'm one of those slow readers. Might take you 10 minutes, but it shouldn't really take you that long. So there's about 9 questions, and then after those 9 questions, you'll get your answers to unlock the world, if you will. But more so, unlock a bit of more understanding about yourself, and you might be pushing forward on one way of doing things, but you should be doing it in a different way. And so, like figuring out if you're a builder, a flame, or oracle, that would help you figure out what you got going on there. All right, so there's that. Now, in terms of I guess I should keep that on. In terms of the next thing in the description is for you to do an application. I want to say I don't remember the word. Oh no, it's for you to join the community. I love that community. We have switch platforms because in the background, what we've I'm not the type to be on somebody else's platform. I'm the type to make my own platform. And so I've had go high level for a long time, and I don't know why I didn't just make it on that platform versus like doing it on this platform. I could have been had my whole like own app and all that created. That's something for the future though. So for right now, I'll show you the steps real quick. If you go to anything in Safari, right, and you just let's say you click on this relay I was looking at earlier. Um, but you go ahead, you click the bottom, right? It pops up, and then you go ahead and you add to home screen right there at the bottom. Once you do that, it becomes something like this. It's called Velasco Army, but it has to switch up. Anywho, that's how you go about that whole process to add it to your home screen, and then boom, anything that you look at frequently, you don't need an app for that. You could just create a home screen for that. Anyways, I was doing that with ChatGPT before I got the app, like after a long time. So then we move on to the third thing in the description box, which is application for the tree of knowledge. Now, it is not cheap, but it's something that would do massive, it would be a massive impact to what you got going on. But so let's move on to the second agreement. So the second agreement is don't make assumptions, ask questions to clarify. So, making assumptions, I already knew this. Assuming is something that you would get yourself in trouble with. If I assume that my wife wants something and she's disgusted by it, it's like I assumed wrong. I should have just asked her. I should have just like one question will be like, "Hey, do you like water? No, you want coffee? Oh, okay." Like, I'm assuming she wanted water, right? So assumptions, that's on a smaller scale, right? And it's like you could assume at the highest level, right? You could assume that, oh, this guy, instead of turning left right in front of me, I assumed he was going to go straight. No, you should pay attention. He might be in the left lane, but you're assuming he's going straight. No, and the assumption is he's turning, but you don't know. He might cut off the other person. So assumptions are something that get you in trouble. If you pay attention to what you actually have going on in terms of how this person is, you could assume, make an assumption, and be like, I think it's gonna go this way. But just to make sure, let me just ask this person, right? It might be he don't like pickles, she don't like pickles, and then out of nowhere she likes pickles today. And it's like, oh, okay, like here's pickles. Right? So don't assume. Assumptions always lead to destruction, if you will, because you assume, and then that assumption is something that ends up putting you in a place where you shouldn't have been. If you asked the question, you wouldn't be there, right? And so we'll move on to three. We'll move a little quickly. So three, don't take anything personally. And I've got the perfect example for this. Recently, right? Recently, I have this vehicle that I'm parting out right now. It's like an accidental part out because it has big major problems. I'll make a video about it, and it'll probably be a long one for sure. When I do that, and maybe it might be on this channel. Maybe I'll leave it to another channel, but we'll see. Um, so this car, I have to part it out now, only because the way the wiring is set up, somebody really fucked me, right? When I bought it, I didn't realize that, underneath the fuse box, I would see all these wires that shouldn't go together, and it's all spliced together, all crazy and stuff like that. So because of that, I don't want to go through the process of pulling the harness out, putting a new harness in. That's definitely not something that I'm willing to do. I would much rather put it together in a way where, excuse me, I don't have to I don't have to do all that, only because when I do that, it's still in the unknown realm, right? I'm gonna pay this 2K, 3K, and then it's like um it's just a lot of work to do that. And if I'm doing that anyways, I might as well just remove everything, because that's basically what I'm doing at that point. And so I went through this process. Somebody um we made an agreement, and then immediately after we made this agreement, things started changing. And so I was like, I don't like this. I'm gonna just like, he gave me a deposit, a non-refundable deposit, and I just refunded him the next day. And I was like, I'm not gonna do the deal, only because it was like, as soon as we agreed to it, then like things that shouldn't matter, because the agreement was made between this me and this other party. This person decided to rearrange things. And so we didn't have anything really set up. There's things stated, but nothing was solidified. And so when I pulled out, this guy already, I guess, like put $50 into getting a U-Haul trailer or whatever. And so I was like, I'm gonna just give you your money back. And so he was so angry to the point that he um he said he was gonna sue me. And I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. If you want to do that, cool. No big deal. Here you go. Here's your money back. Even with that, I don't know if you guys would handle the situation differently. If you would be like, you know what? Screw that guy. I'm gonna take his money because he wants to be a dickhead. Or screw that. Screw it. I'm gonna just give you your money. I don't want any problems. Don't take it personally. Anything personally. And there was like multiple confluences that I seen. There was three, but there was more than three. And when I saw these things, I was like, it's like in baseball, three strikes you're out, right? And he struck out like three times, right? And so based on being he wasn't really impeccable with his words. At least he thought he was being, but I was picking up what he was putting down. So I realized, oh, what this guy is saying, it's like there's little hints. It's like when somebody says I'm the nicest person you'll ever meet, probably not that. Because for me in my head, right, I'm like, okay, if I'm driving a car and then the passenger is like, oh, you're a good driver. Okay, I'm a good driver then. But if I'm like right before we go on the drive, oh yo, I'm the best driver in the world. You already know. Like I'll whip it, do this drifting stuff, all this whatnot. And it's like I'm already claiming that I'm a good driver, but it's not for me to decide. It's for the passenger to decide if I'm a good driver or not. Real talk. And so because that was like confluence number one, if you will. And there was other ones, but I'm not gonna go into detail about that. But so I'm like, okay, don't take it personally. Because I mean, some people based on their life experience and stuff, they feel the need that they have to do whatever they have to do. I don't have to accept the garbage that he's spewing out his mouth, right? It's not for me. And so, but if I accept it, if I start getting mad and going all crazy and be like, "Oh, this guy he wants to sue me and stuff like that," if I get all angry and stuff, and we made an agreement verbally. I don't know. It wasn't even like a legit like sign thing. Anyways, but so that is don't take anything personally because at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, what does it really matter? It doesn't matter. And so then that leads us to the big four. Now, with all these, with really the first two, you could really reprogram yourself by 75%, right? And so with these last two, that's where you make the completion into the 100%, if you will, right? And so remember this. Your words have magic in them, right? You're casting spells when you're speaking. And so when you're like, "Hey, I want you to die, you motherfucker." It's like you're really speaking some black magic now because like you're speaking ill and throwing emotional poison into this person. And your feelings have so much power in them too. So you gotta be very cautious with that, right? And so that's why if you don't take anything personally, right? If you be impeccable with your words, number one, you'll be good because you always speak with caution naturally because you want to be impactful with what you say. And then boom, you don't make assumptions because if you assume, right, the three strikes and you're out. I waited for a few more other strikes, and then I was like, okay, there's too many strikes here. Like really, the three strikes was the confirmation for sure, 100%. And then all the other strikes were like, okay, like this is why bother, right? But four, always do your best. Now, when you always do your best, it varies, right? Because your best when you're sleepy and you're out of it is not going to be as good as when you're awake. You had your coffee, you're energized. You worked out, you took a walk, or you had food or what have you. It's not going to be as great as that level, right? Because you just woke up, so you're groggy. Okay, but when you're more prepared, your best is different, right? So always giving it your best in any circumstance will help you throughout the whole thing. Now, this is not to it, if you go through one, two, three, be impeccable with your words, don't make assumptions, don't take anything personally, and then you're always doing your best. Sometimes you'll miss it. Hey, it happens. Sometimes you miss. But according to this in the background, you gotta get back to it as fast as possible, right? You don't want to miss multiple days. You miss once, okay, you get back on it the second day. Don't miss 2 days in a row. Don't do that to yourself. And that will help you tremendously. And so your best literally depends on the level of your best right now. Because your best, if you have a broken leg, well, you can't walk the best. But when you don't have a broken leg, well, you can run, right? And so your speed is a lot better. It just all depends on where you're at right now in this moment. What is the best you right here, right now, right? Is that the best you can be? If not, in this moment, you got crank it up a notch to be the best you can right now, right? And don't overdo it because if you're overdoing it, that's just you gassing yourself and wasting energy at that point because now you're overdoing it. So then your recovery is going to be longer. So you're screwing yourself for your best later on. And so your best becomes lower and lower and lower. So always do your best. I know circumstances equal out to the best being higher than most some other days, but it's like the best is whatever you can right here, right now. And so these are the four things that I'm going to be pushing for this next year. Is I'm gonna be impeccable with my words. Um, I don't make assumptions, anyways. I'm not going to take anything personally, and I'm gonna always do my best. So again, if you look at it, going back to the car example, it's like because of the situation with the wiring being messed up, like the car is stout, like everything else is perfect. It's really clean considering that it's a cargo van. And so the fact that all these situations equal out to it being something that I'm looking at parting, it's like that's not the situation you want, But hey, this is still part of it. And the game is, I still could probably make my money back all the way of what I put into it and come out with an engine on top of it and just keep the engine. Or if I want to make some more money on top of it, I can sell the engine. Right? So the game equals out to a better opportunity and more skills at the end of the day. And so it's like more repetition equals mastery. And so if you're repeating more often than not, you'll begin to master how to go about it. Because there was a time that, hey, I didn't know how to walk. And now walking is not even me thinking like, oh shit, gotta put my left foot first, and then my right foot, and then my left foot, and then my right foot, and then my left foot. You don't consciously think about that. You don't consciously think about breathing. It just naturally happens. And that's when you lead into the second nature aspect of things, or when it becomes automatic. And I was go into like a little bit into another book, but those are the four agreements. So I'll just leave it at that. So you have be impeccable with your words. Don't make assumptions. Ask questions. Don't take anything personally. Always do your best. And if you're interested in more, make sure you click the link in the description box below. And we have a link. Take the quiz. Find out a little more about yourself. If you want to be a part of the community, go ahead. There's a link for that. If you want an application into the higher tier stuff, then there's a link for that too. Apply and we'll see if you get approved. I'm not taking everybody. To be honest, it's just a select few. It's a nice tight group of people that I'm looking for and that we have. So I'm not looking to like explode that and let everybody in. That's more of a slow roll, right? But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I broke my nail and the good one. So I'll see you guys on the next live, which will be on the 28th. We're dropping videos every single Wednesday. And if you haven't already, tune into the video that dropped today. And every single day we're dropping shorts. So tune in. The channel's really having a lot of shit happen. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video next time.